timer going. Get the countdown going. And we shall see these guys begin their rematch. Saibot and Grooomp have already done some races on Spelunky Weekly Showdown for the exhibition races that we did last week to get ourselves sort of refreshed and prepped for all these races coming up now. So, that being said, let's see if we can get some revenge here. I might be mistaken, but I believe Grooomp won the previous race between these two, so we'll see how it goes. And Grooomp is going to get started first, apparently, so I mean, we know who has less latency. And again, I don't think Grooomp has negative 15 minutes of latency, so quite the best we've seen today. But yeah, off to a strong start for these guys. Let me get my cursor off screen there, sorry. When I hover my cursor into the Discord channel, you'll see it. So at least now you know what's happening when my cursor shows up. There you go, little sneak peek behind the scenes as far as that is concerned. One rope down for Grooomp earlier. Chose to do it to avoid some fall damage. I was a little bit spaced out, didn't mention that. Saibot, full resources and health, takes a nice spider jump there. I would not have done that because I would have been scared. But Saibot is a dangerous robot. Living on the edge of a giant spider. Alright. Group onto 1-4 as Saibot is currently traversing said level. And I'm going to just get a moment to collect my thoughts as I'm reading chat and doing other things. Saibot's taking a bit of damage, meanwhile Grooomp is still just down a rope. They're both moving onto the jungle at approximately the same time. Saibot getting a Tiki Village, and whew, I don't think he meant to whip that boomerang, but ended up working out in his favor. Grooomp choosing the Dead Are Restless approach to his jungle level. Looks like Saibot is going to be exiting first, and Grooomp shortly after getting around this Tiki Trap water pool shenaniganry. Saibot onto 2-2, Grooomp currently in the level transition for said 2-2. I'd say Grooomp is currently better off as he is only down a rope, whereas Saibot is down 1 health. Both of them, however, are both incredibly manageable situations. Not a huge difference between the race right now. Very, very close. However, if the seed so decides, a terrible level could change the tide of this race very quickly. Saibot nearly getting killed by a Tiki Trap there, in case you didn't notice. Choosing the bomb down, pretty smart choice there. Definitely saved him some time. Grooomp not needing to bomb down on his level to keep up, however, so here's an example of seed impacting the races. Yeah, so far so good. Nothing too abysmal on either side of these racers. Everything has been running relatively smoothly. Snail saving Saibot from a blue frog there. Grooomp still just a teensy bit behind Saibot, but really, that's not a huge deal as far as this is concerned, which I'm going to repeat a lot. I'm very repetitive during this commentary. I need to work on that. I guess solo commentary is where I should start working on that, huh? Anyway, Saibot is going to take a much larger lead at this point. About a level transition's worth of time. He's also going to grab a landmine, which could be dangerous to hold on to throughout the ice caves. Taking fall damage and then landing on the landmine is certain death on low percent, because you will never have more than 4 health. Grooomp actually just now caught up and took the lead over Saibot by a very small margin, but regardless, a margin. And he's definitely playing a bit faster than Saibot is overall. Saibot taking some platforms to try and speed up his levels. Okay, so I've been reading up on the situation, and I've read what has happened. Apparently, Grooomp did finish the race. Grooomp finished the race to Olmec, and I don't believe I am the only person who can confirm that. I believe other people have watched Grooomp as well. I obviously was not broadcasting it. However, executive decision, I'm going to say that we don't need to redo the race, because even if I hadn't crashed, Grooomp would have won that race. So I'm going to say, quick decision here, that Grooomp is going to take that win. I apologize, Saibot. I do know that you wanted to have a do-over, but as far as I'm concerned, my stream crashing, as bad as that is, doesn't really impact the races in the end. So I'm going to give Grooomp the win here, and we're going to continue with the next races. Hopefully we don't hit another crash. That being said, I don't think we should. I think I should be fine. It was a bit silly. It should be a one-time thing. Anyway, I'm going to tell them the choice I have made. Alright, I'm sending these guys back to the door, getting them ready for the countdown. And hopefully it'll be less confusion in a second here, because we will be functional and not broken. Not broken as heck. Anyway. Once these guys get back to the door, which I mean is Saibot at this point, once Saibot gets back to the door, we will begin this next race and hopefully my computer will not crash, which is apparently an issue that I need to worry about for a while. Anyway, we're going to get these guys ready for the next race, which is once again going to be low percent, and this is best 2 out of 3, so Grooomp can take the win next round, or Saibot can begin his comeback victory and win twice in a row. So, after a countdown and a little bit of latency, we'll begin the next race, get that status off screen. Alright, and now we're just gonna wait for that latency, and this race is going to begin again. Oh my goodness, that was a little bit of garbage right there. I apologize for all those troubles I had. I'm still having a problem with Discord, honestly. It's totally broken. I'm permanently connected to a channel and I can't disconnect, so, that's fun. Anyway, Grooomp is gonna start off first again. That is, just a thing of latency as far as I'm aware, so. Yeah, it's going to begin the second race. Once again, it's still low percent. It's going to be best 2 out of 3. So we'll see if Grooomp can take the win here, or if Saibot is going to begin his comeback victory. And just to recap, for those who don't know what happened after that whole crash and garbage stuff, Grooomp did take the win to Olmec and did not die. And although we did not see it broadcasted, I made the decision that Grooomp was going to take the win there, because regardless of the crash, he still would have won in that situation. So off to the races. Grooomp is finishing 1-2 as Saibot is just about to as well. About a level transition of difference between these two guys. So far, pretty similar to previous race. They are usually very close, these two. Pretty fast level for both of them, getting a narrower and narrower of a margin between them. Yeah, we can definitely verify that Groomp's finish is legitimate. That's what's nice, is that even if I do crash, their streams still have the content. So it looks like Saibot has a chance to take the lead here, as long as... Oh my gosh, Grooomp. That was close and terrifying. 2 health down for Grooomp. Saibot still at full health as far as I'm aware, and I am. And full resources. I believe Grooomp is good on his resources as well. So, out of the jungle for both of these guys. Saibot slowly taking the lead over Grooomp, turning the tables a little bit here. Grooomp is going to be finishing 2-1 in a moment here, while Saibot continues to travel for 2-2 himself. I think there is some merit to trying to slow down here, potentially, for Saibot. Hopefully keep his resources around and pull a fast one during the Temple and Ice Caves, but we'll see. Because Grooomp definitely needs to play safe as well. That's the thing. He's at 2 health. A lot of things could be fatal at 2 health. Like a nice Tiki Man juggle could just be awful. If the quality is too high, I will consider dropping it for future races. If I'm not mistaken, I'm currently running 2K bitrate, 1080p 60. That might be incorrect. I can't say for certain, but I will look into alternating the settings and switching things up to be a little bit more viewer-friendly, rather. Saibot taking 2 damage on his jungle level, unfortunately. Classic cursor shake of frustration, as has been a sudden, tradition during these races. Partnership is a way to default have that option at all times, so if we get high viewership during a stream, we can get quality options, otherwise known as transcoding. Anyway, Grooomp onto the Ice Cave, Saibot finishing his 3-1 already, moving on to 3-2. Grabbing a landmine, possibly using it here, gonna use the platform instead, which is pretty smart. I mean, it costs a bit of time to make that wrap around, but you get to keep your landmine, which could be pretty significant. Anyway, still about a level of difference between these guys. The situation as far as resources are concerned is very similar, with the major difference being ropes. Grooomp is down 2 ropes, while Saibot still has all 4 of his. Alright, still very close. Alright, 4th of July, and Psychic Presence for these guys. Saibot standing between 2 bounce pads, that's kind of scary. Oh god, Grooomp almost getting a terrible Psychic Presence. What I'm referring to is a Psychic Presence where the spaceship extends the entire level. It usually forces you to take a drop wherein you either use a rope or you take fall damage. Very obnoxious. Saibot onto the temple. Still sitting relatively comfortably. His health is his biggest worry right now. That was quite a spooky play with those blocks, but he handled it quite nicely, very calmly, and is moving on to 4-2 as Grooomp is beginning his journey into the temple. What is high views 50? It is very inconsistent, but generally you want to hit triple digits. It will usually not happen before that, but sometimes it just does. Oh my god! Grooomp is down to a telefrag instigated by him. Oh my god, and Saibot using his landmine in the flashiest way he can. Oh my god. Grooomp, you brought it upon yourself? You triggered the Crocman and he was looking at you and you got telefragged. Uh-oh, please just be buffering and not another stupid crash. I'm begging you. Okay, Saibot, your stream. I think this is a Saibot thing and not a me thing, but I can't be certain. Well, I mean, there's Olmec. Saibot made its Olmec, guys. He's on Olmec. He probably has health and resources. Yeah, okay, those haven't changed much. He has used a rope, apparently. Doing the 4-bomb Olmec strat, which is pretty expected, although if he had been checking Grooomp, which I know he's not. Oh no, he could have done save strats. He's gonna go down to some terrible spawns on Olmec. However, that does give him the lead over Grooomp for the farthest level, and we're gonna get more delicious buffering. Perfect, perfect. Man, that telefrag. Oh, jeez. I still can't get over that. I mean, like, you never expect it, but Grooomp should have expected it. Grooomp is going to go down to a giant spider in the mines here, and he's going to reset. We're back to square one on these guys. I'm going to take a quick drink. Nothing interesting has happened. Please, I'm begging you. Thank you. Okay, nothing interesting happened. Good. Whew, alright, this race has been something so far. Telefrag and Death on Olmec, you know, just usual racing stuff, not a big deal. Yeah, it's technically a weekly showdown. Star is super duper dead, at least for now. I shouldn't even say that, like, organizing Star is just such a massive undertaking at this point. We would need to get, like, every available racer, and even then I'm not sure we'd have enough. Oh man, Saibot doing an early whip there. It is going to take 2 damage to an arrow trap. Meanwhile, Grooomp also traversing 1-4. A little bit slower, but not by a large margin. 2 health is definitely worth being behind by about 4 seconds. So, dark level for Saibot, immediately almost getting hit by an orange frog. Grooomp is having a much nicer time on his level. Saibot almost losing his torch there. Alright, Grooomp is now ahead as a result of this, oh no, Saibot! Missing the exit there and getting hit by a bat. Down to 1 health. Curse your shake of frustration, as you do. Alright, now he's got a monkey. Now he's got a stun. He's gonna live through it, though. Grooomp moving on to 2-3, if I'm not mistaken. And there it is, 2-3. About a level ahead of Saibot. Saibot has a lot to worry about at this point, now that he's at 1 health and some rushing water. However, both of these guys have full resources. I would recommend using a bomb for Saibot. I would also stop letting monkeys stick to you. I'd start throwing out ropes, really. There's a lot of risk behind getting monkeyed. However, it should be mentioned that if you have your ropes taken away from you by a monkey, in these low percent races, you can pick them back up. It is allowed. Still, if you get a bomb stolen, you can't pick that back up, and if you get stunned, you could die, especially at 1 health, so... How about choosing to use a bomb? Gonna try and pick up the pace a bit here, choosing to use 2 bombs, actually. Meanwhile, Grooomp is still about a level ahead, both of them now in the ice caves. Either player could be finishing this race at any point in time here, so Grooomp could pull a quick one and steal an Olmec victory, or Saibot could speed ahead of Grooomp here and take an Olmec victory, or they could both die, and then we'll see what happens there. These are the options that have been presented to us. Alright, Grooomp could have died to being a little bit unattentive there. He did make the decision to drop off that platform early, which ended up being a smart one because there was a landmine waiting for him a little bit further down on 3-1 for Grooomp here. Saibot moving on to 3-3, so Grooomp definitely has the speed But he definitely needs to play carefully because there are a lot of things at this point in the game that deal 4+ damage. And if he gets hit by one, that will coincidentally kill him. Alright, so how about dealing with a pretty awkward level? Grooomp, more telefragging garbage. Grooomp is the god of telefragging, even if it means telefragging himself. I just don't understand it. Saibot onto his 3-4. Meanwhile, Grooomp is moving on to 4-2. Grooomp has a very solid chance of stealing an Olmec victory here and taking his second win. However, in the event that he does die, Saibot has a solid chance of taking his Olmec victory instead. And if they both die, Saibot has the current lead with Olmec being the furthest level. So, oh, Grooomp. You should have waited it out just a teensy bit longer, and that mummy is going to start walking back. Oh, wow! Alright, well that is one way to deal with that mummy. Gonna cook a bomb and throw it at him. That was actually pretty good. It's an interesting way to deal with him, and he pulled it off, so... Saibot, this is awful. This is really bad. Oh no, Saibot. Saibot is down on 4-1 to Anubis garbage, and Cursor shaking frustration. Groomp's resources are quickly dwindling. He's down to 2 health, 1 bomb, and 3 ropes. This is getting spooky. This is getting scary. And here comes the Olmec. It's currently tied for furthest level, but we'll see if Grooomp can take the win. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Let's get Olmec going. Now at this point, Grooomp is either going to take the win here, or we're going to go into overtime, which I will explain when it becomes relevant. It's all up to Olmec. So far, so good for Grooomp. Alright, here comes the spawns. Here comes more spawns. Any more? I'm not sure. Okay, here comes more spawns. Final stops here. Okay, and Grooomp is going to die. Interesting. Interesting. Things have just gotten very interesting in these races. Get back to the door. For overtime. Overtime is a special game mode that happens with both racers do not complete the run in the allotted time. Fun fact, they can't complete the run within the time they have left. It's just a bit too little. So, overtime, there is no timer. The timer is completely gone. Goodbye, timer. You are not significant for this next race. Each racer has 1 life. 1 life to get as far as they possibly can, as quickly as they can, and it creates this sort of different play style. They want to beat Olmec first, or they want to get the furthest. It's a weird sort of change in gameplay. So, the way it works is if they die, that is it. The level that they reached is the furthest level that they reached for their runs, and the other player has to beat that. If they beat Olmec, they'll take the win. It's basically just the same run, but we take away the timer, and it becomes a lot more strenuous on keeping your resources and health consistent. So, I believe they both know the rules. Gonna clarify with them, and then we're gonna get into this, and it should be fun. Hold on, I need to do something. We have a graphic. Da 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 overtime. Come on, stop it. Twitch. I swear to God. Alright, Grooomp and Saibot have actually had an overtime previously, so this is the second time they'll be having an overtime race. Alright, I'm giving them the countdown. Alright, here we go! Overtime, boys. I'm interested to see how these guys handle it. Oh man, Grooomp is actually going to be exiting second here. That's new. Normally Saibot has been exiting second. Anyway. So, in overtime, damage becomes a lot more drastic. Damage is huge during overtime because if you die, that is a really, really, really big game changer because then your opponent only has to beat your level, not Olmec. So, we'll see how Grooomp and Saibot handle this. The big way that you need to handle overtime is you need to take it slow. You need to handle the situation in such a way that it won't kill you. Because it's not worth saving those extra seconds. It's worth staying alive, because the level is the biggest deal usually. Okay. Oh, and the cursor shake. Oh, jeez. Well, Grooomp is gonna win overtime. And that's gonna be the race. Grooomp gets 3 points, Saibot gets 1 point. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's all just take a moment and reflect upon what has happened here today.